Two.
What's up, y'all? This is how we do it at the Jackson house. I cook Saturday and I cook Sunday and Monday dinner. I cook on Sundays, obviously. So we're gonna have cube steak and gravy. Like I said, we had hamburgers last night. Got like 4 burgers left over, and I'm gonna add that in with the pot with the cube steak. So this is all the ingredients that we have. My wife says it's pronounced padilla. It's garlic parsley. I'm sorry, that's the flour that's gonna be for the cube steaks. We got Emerald Cajun. We got Lawry's seasoned salt. We got Gravy Master. We got black pepper, iodine salt. We got bell peppers because a lot of people in my family don't eat onions, so they eat bell peppers, but they don't eat onions. Go figure. We got the Greek seasoning, and we got Badia Complete. And we also got the loaded baked potatoes for the mashed potatoes we're having to go on the side. So we're going to have mashed potatoes, and we're also going to have Jiffy Sweet cornbread. That's how I pronounce it, Jiffy Sweet cornbread. We got the milk. We got a 1/3 cup of milk for the Jiffy Sweet cornbread. We got the egg for the Jiffy Sweet cornbread. Got my oils back here anyway. No, that's the wrong one. The oil that's going to be put inside the Jiffy Sweet mix. So before I start, let me wash my hands. Now, for all the ingredients that I have a bowl that I measured. So everything from the parsley, the Cajun mix, Lawry's seasoned salt, black pepper, iodine salt, Greek seasoning, and complete. I put a teaspoon, and for the salt, a 1/2 teaspoon. And I put it all in a bowl, and now I'm going to season my food. Now that I've seasoned my meat, I'm getting ready to prepare to put it on the stove. So I use scissors because I like the scissors better than knives. It just gives me more of an opportunity to get a precise cut. And I've already pre-cut this, but I like to cut it the long way because I cut them in quarters. So you put the meat directly in the pan because you're going to put the flour in there. Now I'm not going to have you guys look at me cut all this up. We're going to speed this up just for time's sake. But you generally have the idea, and when we come back, I'll be adding the flour to the cube steaks. All right, Rachel. Turn it on. Now that I have seasoned the meat, cut it up, put it in the pot, I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. I just like to do that, put a little olive oil on it because I'm going to mix it up together and let it set for a little while. Just enough where you can see the top of the meat glisten. It's a preference. And I'm going to give it a little whisk in here with my wooden spoon, and a non-stick pan is the best thing since sliced bread. Get it in there and just let it just marinate with olive oil and all that seasoning. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slice up my bell peppers. And once again, I'm not going to let you guys suffer through me doing all that, but it's going to be like 7 ounces. I have 7 letters of my last name. It's the 7. So 7 ounces of bell peppers. And I'm going to start slicing now. Hey guys, I forgot to let you guys know to put your meat on low. I mean, some of you guys already knew that, but I'm just winging it right now. So you put your meat on low, it's been on low since I cut my bell peppers up, you still just give them a turn on low. Whatever you do, don't put it on anything above low. Just have it on low, because while you're doing all this, you kind of like multitasking. I heard someone say you can't multitask, and I think you can multitask while you cook. I mean, I think what they were trying to say is you can't multitask when you're doing a specific, like, physical work. You need to pay attention to one thing at a time. So I like to multitask when I'm cooking. So once again, it's on low. So I'm going to cut my bell peppers up, and I'm going to give it some seasoning. So I'm going to cut my bell peppers up, give it some seasoning. I'm using the Dixie Ultra, a disposable cutting board. Man, these things are like a lifesaver, especially in this household, because not a lot of people like washing dishes. And you know, I know I'm one that don't like washing dishes, but I do it because, you know, it's the thing to do to keep down, you know what, in your house. So make sure that you use a disposable cutting board, unless you just like washing the boards, because the boards, like when we cook chicken and stuff like that, and we have to clean that cutting board, it is, man, you gotta make sure you use super hot water, and you know, we change rags and stuff once we do that. So it's just these disposable cutting boards are what's happening. So all I'm gonna use to season these bell peppers, and again, for preference, I like to cut them the long way. I don't like to dice them in cubes. I like to cut them the long way, because when I'm eating them and I have it on my fork, I just like how I look when I have them on my fork. So I cut them the long way. But all I'm gonna season them with is just simple salt and pepper. Today I'm going to add salt and pepper and accent, because I'm feeling my auntie's presence while I'm cooking. She used to love to use accent salt on vegetables. She liked to use accent salt on vegetables, and she also liked to use accent salt, and she put it in her flour fried chicken. But I've grown out of that taste, but I still like to use my accent salt for my vegetables. It was just how she cooked the chicken. She cooked the chicken in a cast iron pan, so it was a different taste for a different time. And she liked to use accent salt in her flour. When she seasoned her chicken also, she used to like to use accent salt. So I'm going to do some accent salt on the vegetables. It's kind of like it's kind of like a faint Lawry's seasoned salt taste. That's the only way I can explain it. And you know, Lawry's seasoned salt, it wakes up flavor. So I'm gonna do the old school, get my palm of my hand. Of course, I have washed my hands. So I season it. Put a little pepper on it.
You love that pepper?
I do. Love me some black pepper. I don't know if it's an ethnic thing or what, but I love me some black pepper. And I'm gonna get me some accent salt, put on there. And while that, I'm gonna set it to the side and let that rest.
Olive oil on it.
No olive oil. Got it. Backseat driver. Now, for the meat, now that we got the meat all tenderized, all up and warmed, because that's what I say, it's kind of like a shortcut when you have it on low. It's like it tenderizes it with the season that you already have. And I'm adding a cup of flour. Now you can add more flour or add more water if it's too thick, but I start with at least a cup of flour, and I put it in and I turn it, put it in there. For the guys, don't be scared of flour. Look, I just messed up right there, but hey, I gotta clean up my mess. But you put the flour in. And the trick to it is, as long as you mix it and there's no flour on the bottom of the pot, and you know you got the flour on all the meat. So don't be scared to mix it. It's gonna be pretty soft. And the hamburger meat, man, I like putting the hamburger meat in there because it just adds meat to the gravy. And if you want to just have gravy, somebody done came in here and got all the meat, now you got a little meat in the gravy and you still can have a meal. So you have that done. And then you're going to add the water. I got 4 cups of water right here. 4 cups. And don't be afraid to put the water in there, guys. Talking to the fellas. Don't be scared. Put the water in there. Just let it, just move it around. Don't slosh it too much. Just move it around till it's just like, okay, right up under the water. See how that worked out? Because of the usually a lot of the cube steaks come in 8. So they come in 8 little pieces. So if you cut them up and quarters and you have 4 cups of water, it should just turn out just like that. So when you come back, you're gonna see me add the vegetables to the meat. So the vegetables to the meat. The temperature that you're gonna be having it on is, thank you, it's 6.5. If you have one of those numerical ones, 6.5 or medium. If you got one that just say medium, let it be on medium. But for me, 6.5 is what I use. So when you come back, you're gonna see me add the vegetables too. We back while we're waiting on our meat to cook and our vegetables to marinate. I'm gonna get ready and start doing the cornbread. Now, believe it or not, this is what I do. But my wife has also helped me out big time with pointers because I know I eat what I mess up. But so I got this recipe from my auntie, my Aunt Jill. When I was young, I used to look at her whip up meals like it wasn't nothing to it. I seen her whip up meals. And what I'm doing is what I seen that she would have a whisk and she would whisk up the cornbread before she put any liquid in it. She used to do that, be humming church songs. I'm not gonna do that. But she used to do that. She used to be humming church songs and getting everything. Cooking was like a big deal to my aunt. She would do it and make sure that she put a lot of love in it. Every time you come in the kitchen, she laughing and having a good time. You know, she wouldn't ask you anything that would embarrass you. And also, you also want to wait around when she was baking. She would leave the little stuff in the bowl and you can lick the bowl. But right now, I don't do that because I got this thing here. It's a spatula, it's rubber, but it's got metal in it. And this thing here can get every damn thing from the last drop to not even a drop. It's real good. So let me concentrate before I make a mess. So now, I'm gonna add the milk, which has been sitting at room temperature. Like I say, everything is like, I would say, multitasking. So you putting the milk in there and whisking it up. And sometimes I put a little extra something in there, but not today because, we're just gonna get this done where we can eat, because I usually do it without being on camera and I just be moving, because I cook for my family. And I'm not ashamed of that role that I take because I just love cooking. It's task oriented and I like doing it. When I'm trying not to talk so much and let you guys see what's going on, but my wife cooks also. She cooks like the sweet potato pies, macaroni and cheeses. She cooks fried chicken. She cooks. But I just like come in the kitchen and just hook up something where we won't mess up a lot of food because that's how we save money too. We cook big dinners so we can also have them for the next day. So as you can see, ain't nothing to it. I know there's some fellas out there make make dinner and stuff for their people, man. I don't even want to thank nobody out there, especially for my hometown that doesn't know how to cook. So that's the main thing right there. Set that down, let it, well, clean up to be easy. Now this bowl, I like the bowls that had a little.
You didn't spray it.
Oh yeah, didn't spread. So got my my Baker's Joy. Thank you, baby. Cause I would have sprayed it normally. So getting in here, like I say, it's not perfect. I'm not a professional, but I just want to show the fellas, man, this is easy. When I'm cooking these meals, man, I'm primarily trying to show the fellas, man, how you can just whip up a dinner, man, that'll make your woman happy, you know, and she'll love it because you took your time to do it. And I done got better at it because, you know, because I used to have these bowls. I put these bowls on my stomach, on my side, and I have a big mess on my hand. But I don't now. So, and also, I like to do that. It's an acquired taste, but I can do it. I can do it with cake, and I can do it with cornbread. It don't matter. Give it a little shake. Put it up to 400. I know some people like to preheat their oven, but you can't mess cornbread up. So y'all don't hold that against me. Put my cornbread in the oven. Check my meat. Looking good. Looking good. It's looking good. Just trust me, it's gonna be all right. Now, I'm gonna add the vegetables in. They sat out for a while. Like I said, it's real neat, real disposable. And like I said, it brings color to it. If I don't have it dark enough, I'm gonna use the Gravy Master. I always use the Gravy Master. But this is gonna sit right here. We're gonna watch it. Get too thick, we're just gonna add more water, but we did start off with 4 cups. All right, guys, see me again. That's when we are checking on this meat and seeing if it's brown enough. I don't have my glasses on, but I don't need my glasses for this. As you can see, I changed the pots because this pot is also going in the oven. When I make my gravy, I like to do it on top of the stove, and I also like to let it sit inside the stove. And it's going to be on 275 when it's in there. So, again, these wooden spoons on non-stick pans are the best thing since sliced bread. Now, while I was out and letting it marinate, letting it cook and simmer and the gravy thickening up, I had to add some water. So this is my 2nd cup of water that I've added. So that'll be 6 in total. And like I told you originally, when it starts sticking up, you're gonna have to add water. That's what I was saying. Now, this is going to be my last cup of water that I put in it. As you can see, the gravy has already browned, but I want to, we like it, well, my wife like it a little browner. She likes her gravy a little browner. So I'm just going to add just a little of this Gravy Master. You can buy these and this could last almost a whole year if you're not cooking it. Just a little bit of that. And 4. Now that that's dropped, my bad, but it's going to be 4 lids of the Worcestershire sauce.
Ooh.
1,
Damn.
2, 3, 4. That's because we added water and took away the taste. You don't want it to be bland, and Worcestershire sauce can wake it up along with the gravy. Sorry about dropping the top, but I kind of measure it by eye anyway, and I was saying it's going to be 4 top lids of the Worcestershire sauce. And now we're just going to let this sit for another 10 minutes, but we're going to constantly move our wooden spoon around in here where nothing will burn on the bottom of the pot. So as you can see how that gravy has darkened up, it's going to get a little bit more darker when it goes in the oven. But right now we still have, ooh, I can smell that Worcestershire sauce. It smells good. And now we're just waiting on the cornbread, and the cornbread should be out. And once again, we had the cornbread cooking with a preheated oven, but I didn't preheat it, so it takes about 20-25 minutes for everything to get done as far as the cornbread is concerned. So waiting on the cornbread, and then we're going to take the cornbread out. We're going to put our pot inside the oven, and we're going to let that cook for at least another 30 minutes on 275. Now, with this whole process is going to take about an hour, hour and a half. It's been on the stove for at least about 30 minutes. So preparation and everything and cook time should be like at least an hour, hour and a half. You know, give or take. Like I said, mixing up everything was about maybe 15-20 minutes. I'm doing it on video. I usually move a little bit faster. And then on top of the stove, about 30 minutes. So, and then inside the oven, about another 30 minutes on 275. So I said about an hour and a half. So when you see me again, I'll be taking the cornbread out, and I'll be putting my gravy and cube steak, I'll say with the hamburger melody, in the oven. All right? See you guys. Now what we're going to do is bring 4 cups of water to boil, because we're getting ready to do our mashed potatoes. I'm not going to have you guys look at water boil, but you know the concept. So 4 cups of water measured out, and we're going to have it boil. We're going to turn this up to at least on high, and we're going to watch it till it boils. And once it boils, I like to season my water, so I'm going to put a little bit of salt in it. So I usually watch my aunt. She get that palm full, spread it around. I don't know why she used to do that, so I do. So I'm gonna wait till that comes to a boil, and we're gonna add our mashed potatoes, and our meal is going to be complete. Now, it seems like a lot on this plate, but once you start eating it, you can't stop. Just letting you know you can do it fast and easy for the fellas. Something that'll last for 2 days, trust me. So, try this recipe if you like it. If you don't, just let me know. But it usually works for me, so till the next time. I'm just not saying that. It's damn good. Can cut that meat up without using a knife. Burn myself. And there you go. cube steak and gravy.